episode of Chatty Broads with Becca and Jess.
Well, hello, broads. Okay, stop what you're doing right now. Here is the TEA about this episode, the T about this episode with Zachary Reality, which, by the way, we had so much fun with him. Wow. Okay, so in this episode, there are some moments that we might call spoiler light, meaning not spoilers, but throughout this episode, we do discuss some conversations and occurrences that will be happening in the Men Tell All that is airing next week. And we discuss some of the format stylings of the upcoming season of Bachelor in Paradise. Just wanted to give you all a heads up and be super careful in case any of you are like, I want to know nothing until I see it on my screen. But anywho, let's get into it. We have so much fun with Zachary, and we did record this last Wednesday, so some things have happened that we cannot wait to chat with you about since on Thursday. Make sure to tune into Thursday's episode, but in the meantime, we have so much fun with Zachary. Let's get into it. Well, hello there, broads.
Hello.
I am so excited because today we're talking. It's tea and TikTok, baby.
There's been some stuff over the last, actually it's been like the last month. I will say some of the stuff we're going on, it's a little outdated, but we haven't had an opportunity. Like last week I was like, Jess, do you think we can record a third episode to like talk about this going on in pop culture news?
I would, but
like,
I'll be gone.
I can't. And I was like, okay, we'll have to save it. So this week is the week to get it all out there.
It's the week to get it all out. And you know what? We needed to bring a special guest on. So it's like, we need the reality king of TikTok. It's Zachary Reality.
Yeah. Would you call yourself that? Would you call yourself the reality king of TikTok?
Yes, but it's actually the queen. So let's get it correct.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
But I feel like I would call myself that. I think there's a lot of like TikTokers that spill tea, but like my page is so reality TV based, and I cover a wide variety of shows.
Yeah.
So I would like that title, or at least like be in the running for it.
Yes. Well, yours is the one that's like popped up on my feed.
That's what everyone says.
You're
They're
on
like,
the For You page.
They're like, I don't follow you, but you pop up. That's what people say to me when they come up to me. They're like, oh, I didn't realize I didn't follow. I'm like, okay, great. But at least you're watching.
There have been talk about the TikTok algorithm. There are some accounts, I kid you not, that will come up 3 or 4 times a day on my For You page to the point where I think that I'm following them. So anyway, you were doing that to me until I followed you.
Amazing.
Yes, that was 1000%. And I feel like Instagram's doing that too. So it's always like, you should follow. And I'm like, oh,
how do I get on that?
How do I get
on that algorithm?
Instagram is just not doing it these days. Like it doesn't make sense. The timeline, the algorithm, I don't see anyone's posts.
I know.
I'm getting like 100 likes on my picture. I'm like, I have triple the amount of followers now. Like, is anyone seeing my pictures?
Remember?
It's pretty bad.
Or do people not like me?
No, they're just personally.
Or literally both.
Do you remember when they said at the beginning of the year they're going to be rolling out the chronological feedback?
They said that?
Yes, and you can do it, but now you have to click through to something where it says like,
really?
Yeah, you can go onto your Instagram and like click through a couple things to do like people I follow, and then everything will show up chronologically, so you can actually see the posts of the people you follow. Mind blowing.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is that
It's
about?
so
It's like, I follow this person for a reason. I want to see their content. But anyway,
and this is why TikTok is thriving these days, and it's just a better app.
I know.
So
the algorithm's better, all that. So anyway, how'd you get your start doing that? And did you have I use this loosely because we have fake jobs. Did you have a real job before?
No, my job is hosting. Like I'm an on-camera host and reporter. That's what I went to school for. I have my bachelor's in journalism.
Yeah,
so when I started TikTok, like I guess 2 years ago, the whole point was to bring more exposure to my hosting career as I was trying to get opportunities.
Nice.
Especially in the pandemic when like everything got shut down. So I didn't even have a choice. So I originally started it to like put little ENG packages. So it's like the news story, give my opinion, and then just talk about my favorite shows. And then once it kept going and going, I'm like, perfect. Now I can make a career out of this and start making some money.
Nice.
Wow.
Good for you.
So you are legitimately doing what you went to school for. I feel like that doesn't happen very
I literally
often.
am. Like things I learned in school I'm actually utilizing in real life.
That's cool.
As well as being obsessed with reality TV and getting paid to talk about it. Like it's actually a dream.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Do you feel like that? Do you feel like you're living the dream?
Yes and no. I want to do so much more. And I feel like I get in my head sometimes being in my early 20s. I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do that.
Yeah.
But it's like one step at a time.
Yes.
Like you can't get everything at once. And if you don't want to continue to do more, then like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Like we should always be striving to do more until we retire.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good point.
I'm striving to do less right now. I'm like, well,
you have kids, like you have like a man.
and then your goals shift, you know? You're just, sometimes you're just kind of like, well, I did that thing and then now it's
On to
something
the
different.
next.
Yeah, on to the next.
When you say like you want to do more,
Yeah,
what would be like the ultimate goal?
I have a few. I think I really would love like my own type of like Wendy Williams type talk show.
Sure.
Like even if it's on YouTube, but like I need a production, I need like a crew, I need like guests coming in every week, like something like that. Maybe host for host reunions for like reality shows, like bring me on to the Netflix reunion, like Nick and Vanessa Lachey, like we're here, something like that. And then maybe in my like 40s switch to like producing, executive producing reality shows and like being behind the big decisions.
Yeah.
And then retire at like 55 and travel the world.
I love
that plan.
Yeah. I got places to go.
How do you think people get into that executive producing role? I was literally just thinking about that the other day, and I needed to ask one of my producers from The Bachelor. I'm like, how do you get to the point where people are starting to entrust you to like pull the strings? I guess
I think it's just time in the business. You got to pay your dues. You got to pick
as
up
a handler
dog shit
or whatever.
for people, whatever it is. Like do the boom mic, like the little things until you work your way up. And that's what I've noticed too. Wow. Like you got to start from the bottom and then you got to keep going.
Or blow up on TikTok and then,
that might help. Like switch a few things.
Yeah.
Get a little faster.
Yeah. Okay, so what are your favorite shows to cover?
I mean, I would love The Bachelor. I've been watching it since I was 12.
Really?
What was
like,
the first?
Jake Pavelka's was my first season.
Yes.
And I started watching it because I was at like a New Year's Eve party and one of my dad's friends was like raving about it because it comes back like the first Monday after the year.
Right.
And I don't even know what clicked, but like it just clicked. And I was like, I have to watch this. And I have not stopped since. So The Bachelor is like my absolute favorite, but I love Jersey Shore, Kardashians, F-Boy Island. Like the Netflix shows are so good right now. Selling Sunset.
Yeah.
The Ultimatum, Love is Blind. I love covering those.
I loved F-Boy Island season 1.
It was good.
Loved it. I've heard season 2 is really great also. So that's been one I've been wanting to watch. Have you watched that one at all?
I still haven't watched F-Boy Island.
I like
it's
that.
One of
I
those
think you
ones
should
that's on my
watch
list.
season 1 because it's really good TV.
How do you like season 2 so far?
Oh my God, I literally like didn't watch season 2.
Really?
Sorry. Oh my God. I don't even know why I was so confident saying that. F-Boy Island. The first season was so good. Like I was up on that.
Yeah. And the second one is like it just fizzled out or what?
I just think there was no hype about it. And honestly, like I don't want to waste my time watching a show unless I know I'm going to capitalize off of covering it. I just noticed that there wasn't any buzz. So it just didn't feel to give the reason to watch it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Every episode I'm watching, that's work.
Yeah,
like I don't watch TV for enjoyment anymore.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's when you asked me earlier, like, oh, well, what do you watch? I'm like, well, it takes time. Like I was saying, Real Housewives is like an hour per episode. And then when they come out with these 14, 15, 16 episode seasons, I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, and The Bachelor is like 4 hours a night. So like that's exhausting.
Oh, it takes 4 forever. Do you watch or have you ever watched Temptation Island?
I've seen it a little bit, but I don't like the concept. I think it's stupid. Like people come in and they try and break up a couple. Like who wants to do that? Like find me someone that's single. I'm not trying to steal someone's man. Like, that's just awkward. So it wasn't organic.
Temptation Island I liked because, well, I only watched one season, but I liked it because there was the super ridiculous drama of someone cheating on their partner and all that. But then there was a couple love stories that were like so real of these people realizing that their person was their person. And I was like, oh my God, I love this.
I just love it's the bonfire for me. When Mark Wahlberg talks to them at the bonfire, I'm like, this is the therapy that I'm not paying for that I'm getting, and I'm pulling things from into my host.
My friend was working on it as like a production assistant or something, so I'm like screenshotting all her stories like while she's there filming, like just in case,
like
for later.
Yeah, of course.
So I saw like some things going on, but then I didn't end up covering it.
I haven't watched this season.
Did another thing that does make a good reality show is the host. So like I did love F-Boy Island. I thought that
Nikki Glaser.
She was great.
She's funny.
She was great on that. Love is Blind. I feel like Nick and Vanessa don't have the same pop maybe that other hosts
They
have?
don't, and I am available. Just saying.
You're like,
But sometimes it, like when there is a lot of drama with the host or controversy, it almost like adds to the show. Like Tyra Banks on Dancing with the Stars, like no one likes her.
Yeah, she's
And
on Dancing with the Stars.
She's the host of Dancing with the Stars.
she's the new
I had
host.
no idea.
For the past like 2 years, literally no one likes her. And it adds to the show. Like it actually makes it better because people love shitting on her.
I mean, she was the moment on
was
Was.
keyword.
was the moment
On-
on
America's Next Top
America's
Model.
Which
Next
I
Top Model.
totally watched when I was 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So good.
But I
Every
watched some of the
season.
season. I watched one of the seasons back recently. I mean, she was unhinged on it. Like when I watch it back now, I'm like, I can't. And I know people have come forward saying what their experience was like on the show, but I cannot believe some of her behavior on that show. Like someone would be like, my mom got cancer and died, and I was living on the street, and she'd be like, tell me more about that. Go back to when you were living on the street. I want to hear about that. And she just was like,
TV used to be so real.
It really did.
It really did. Like, I don't know what happened. I think everyone just like knows that there's a show outside the show.
Sure.
And everyone just wants to protect their image now that everything's on social media,
Yep.
that like nothing we see is super real
I was going to
anymore.
say, do you think social media is what shifted it? Is now that you're
and I
hyper
think
aware?
people just got smarter. I think like people just start talking. Like they probably tell you on The Bachelor like years ago, like you cannot say anything. Like how dare you? And like they really scare the shit out of you. And then the more and more contestants over time, like the more everyone becomes friends, and then all the contestants end up spilling all the tea.
yeah, that's so true.
So there's
wait,
a network.
why does everyone hate Tyra on Dancing with the Stars?
I think she's just like off.
Oh.
Like she just doesn't like. There's been a few instances. I forgot. I think one, like she announced the wrong couple going home, which is like not cool. When it gets down to like the top like 4 or 6, like those stakes are so high. Like you cannot be fucking that up. Like make sure you read the teleprompter correctly.
No, that's a full John Travolta moment with what did he say with Adina and when he's just like, and he fully just mispronounced her name.
who was
and you're
that
like,
again?
oh no.
No. And wasn't it Steve Harvey, like someone who announced the wrong winner or
For
something?
Steve Harvey's Family Feud.
I know.
But maybe something for the beauty pageant. Like that has happened.
That's
with
what I'm
Miss
talking about.
America.
Yes, wasn't that Steve Harvey?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
was
know.
also there was
Anyway, it was somebody who
that sh-
announced the wrong person.
But
They were
that
like,
shit you gotta get right. But it's also really good TV
I mean,
when
that's
they
a
say
clip.
it wrong.
No
It's
one
a
was-
good clip.
great TV.
It
Great
is.
TV. I'm sure people have feelings about Tyra too, since everything has been coming to light about like what it looked like behind the scenes.
what are some of the
on show.
accusations for
Well, people don't like her outfits. But I think that's just like people love shitting on outfits.
No, people were coming forward about America's Next Top Model, saying that it was like there was
really?
all of this. I don't really know what they were saying. though.
I-
I mean, I think it was normal reality
Well,
TV
that sounds like a
shit.
great TikTok. So
Right.
I'll put it on my
Yes.
notes app.
Yes.
I'll add it to my list.
I saw there was definitely a few contestants from America's Next Top Model coming out and talking about like the circumstances that they were forced to be in, that they were really uncomfortable by. And then, I mean, also,
I mean, they would make people like cut their hair. They'd be like, "Oh, so you want to be a model? Then cut off the 3 feet of hair you've always
Right.
had."
Well, they
you
do
know,
that on The Amazing
sobbing.
Race too. They like make you shave your hair. This was like a long time ago. There was a challenge where it's like, do you want to win? Shave your whole head. And this one girl like had the biggest problem with it because like obviously it's easier for the
yeah.
guys. And she did it. And I think she won. Yeah. Would you ever
heard-
do another show?
Yes, we would love to go on Amazing
we
Race.
talked about the
I've
Amazing
heard
Race.
that it's. I've heard
So
that
that's why your
it's-
face was like, no, I'm not
like,
doing
wait a
that.
second.
Yes.
I'm like,
No, I've heard
okay.
that one's rigged though. Like I
really?
know some people who are on it, and they were saying that like, yeah, it was kind of set up where they were like, no, like we won, but then they were like holding us back, and then the other team won, and
I
it
think a
was
few
like,
of the shows are rigged. Like, I don't think Survivor is.
no, I don't think so either.
But maybe like a little bit now where they like, I mean, it's so weird and convenient when certain people find advantages like under the tree. And it's just like,
they're like, oh
there
my
it
God,
is.
a whole
Great
Happy
for you.
Meal.
Yeah, like
underneath the
stuff
palm
like that
tree.
is just a little fishy.
We talked about this on Thursday, and I'd like to know your opinion.
Yes.
We were really going into this about the COVID thing with Logan.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were like, what was that? And
Yeah.
also, did they actually quarantine everyone for a few days and then just jumped ahead to the rose ceremony? Like, how are you going to tell us that everyone spent time together? Gabby was making out with him, all that. What?
Well, I
One,
think-
no one got COVID, and then two, you just didn't do the cocktail party, and then
Yeah.
what?
I think the protocols were definitely fishy.
Right?
He did get COVID. Like, I can 100% confirm that. And a couple other members on production got COVID too. So they also went home.
Okay. That was part of our
so
question.
That is 100%, like, can guarantee that.
Okay, you're helping us a big time.
I think that,
we were like, what?
don't they, I think they all separate them per rooms.
Yeah.
Now that it's like, there's so many people
left.
left.
Going into Gabby's room and all the guys, if they were exposed, like.
Yeah. Me and my like other co-hosts were like talking about possibly Jesse just like filming things and like adding it in.
Right.
Like imagine he does that every single time, like the most dramatic, like he just says things and then they're like, oh, if we need to insert this, we can splice
just
it in.
Put it in.
Yeah. But I think that they probably just didn't follow all the protocols with the quarantining. Like Logan definitely like had to quarantine like probably before he left the cruise ship, and maybe everyone quarantined for like 48 hours.
Right.
And then they tested them. It's fine. Like they want to get this show moving.
Right. Of
They don't want to like be delayed in production.
Of course.
So they probably just didn't follow the full protocols, and then they cut his leaving goodbye so that people wouldn't question them, so that they wouldn't be held to the fire for.
But we were saying, why not FaceTime? Why not even FaceTime?
Yeah, or Zoom.
With yeah,
I think there's just 2 bachelorettes, so there's just not enough time.
Exactly, that's what
there's
I'm saying.
only
They might have
2
done
hours
that and cut it.
Yeah. I would have loved to see him say goodbye, even if he had a mask on at the rose ceremony. Yeah. And then I was also saying
behind a window,
he should have left on like a little dinghy boat. They have this big cruise ship.
Oh yeah.
Why has no one sailed to the sea?
Oh, that would have been so iconic.
Done that? Especially Logan, that would have been the perfect person to do it.
With a mask on by himself in the ocean.
Even if it was a green screen. Like they could have brought him in and filmed it after.
The whole thing, everyone could have been green screen.
What was the point? The cruise ship was a waste. They didn't film anything on it. They didn't make any jokes about it. Nobody got thrown overboard.
That's so true.
And Jess was
point?
saying, she's
so
like, I've been hearing from people, it's like a Bachelor in Paradise vibe. There was no Bachelor in Paradise vibe on the cruise ship.
This season was so weird.
I liked it.
No, I like all of them, but it was just awkward.
Yeah.
And like, I liked the 2 bachelorettes, but then they were so scared to step on each other's toes. And it's just like, calm down.
Did you feel like this season specifically was, I don't know, I just couldn't get past the fact that this season felt the most clearly producer hands and everything. That's what made it feel very strange to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's very clear that this is being very manhandled by producers.
And I think we'll see that in Paradise too, with like them separating the guys and the girls. Like, they're really just trying to control everything. And
they're separating the guys and the girls?
Yeah. They're gonna be like separating them like halfway through or something, and there's gonna be like a separate house.
Oh.
So it's gonna be like similar to Love Island.
Oh.
I don't know like all the logistics of it, but it's gonna be a little different. And I think that the producers are just
so you mean like people have to pick a house?
I don't know exactly how it's gonna go down.
What?
I don't like to ask too many questions to like the contestants I'm friendly with, just because I want to have like authentic recaps.
Yeah, of course.
But it's going to be different. And I think the producers just know that contestants are so much smarter and so much more resistant to them doing whatever they tell them to do, that the producers are like stepping it up. Yeah. To make it more like jail.
Make the environment more crazy.
More like that. As if it wasn't crazy enough already. I wish you went to Paradise. You would have been so good.
I know. Life had other plans for me.
No, I think it's so funny that when you were on the show, you were 22 and everyone was like, you're never going to get married. You don't want to have kids. And then you're the first fucking one to have kids.
I know. Multiple.
And now And now also, we've talked about before how my season is like the most like fertile group of women ever. There's like 6 babies that have come out of that season, even though it was like 4 years ago.
Lauren and Ari and like watching their YouTube channel. And I actually like saw them in Barcelona.
Oh, really?
Like years ago.
That's random.
Right? Yeah. Well, kind of. I like was watching their stories. And
like,
I literally met them like right after the season aired.
No way.
And I was like, oh my God, they're great. They're so cool.
Yeah, they're sweeties. They're perfect for each other.
Yes.
They're
and they have a lot of kids too.
Yes, they do.
Many children.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3.
Someone's gonna have to have 4.
So many.
Like, there's a
like
lot of
7 children. 3 more than I do.
That's true.
I want to get a dog though.
0 compared to 3. You know.
How many kids do you have?
Just the one.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to
Just
step
the
it
one.
up.
I know.
What's going on?
I know. I'm way behind.
Do we need to create another podcast? Like, come on.
I need to catch up with Ari and Lauren.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, no, but that what were we saying? Oh yeah, Paradise and all. I cannot believe they're doing that though with Paradise.
Yeah, that's
wild. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
This is gonna
Paradise
be
is always good.
Paradise is always so fun.
Because there's more people and like our favorites.
Yeah.
So it's like nice to see the dynamics and like the fighting. I miss the fighting this season. Is that a hot take?
No, because we've been saying that the men themselves are so peaceful. Mm-hmm. The men are very like contained and are
emotionally mature.
They're like, I don't know, like that hurt my the fact we were talking about this last week, there was this crazy teaser where like we were speculating like what's the situation with Logan. We were like, I was like, violence. He fought someone.
I was like, drugs.
I wish.
Yeah.
We
It's
had
nothing.
all these theories, then we're like, oh, it's COVID. And then also the scene of like, we're like, what's going down with Tino? And then Tino just, had a little
Didn't get the rose.
Had
Yeah.
a temper
God forbid.
tantrum.
Yeah, he had a
This
temper
time.
tantrum. Yeah, and that was like,
that
it was
about
so
it.
mild.
Well, I mean,
Very
I'm
tame.
assuming that like 80% of the fights aren't organic anyway. Like that's just my opinion. So I feel like the producers just didn't want as many arguments this season because they already
Maybe.
have the twist of having 2 bachelorettes.
I don't know though.
Or
No.
maybe everyone's probably scared to be the villain.
Maybe, but
That's
I will
definitely a
tell you
possibility.
what. I always say this for my season. Like we had Crystal on the season, who's one of the most fabulous people on The Bachelor ever.
Yeah, she is. She is
Crystal,
fabulous.
she's just great. But like after a certain amount of time, we were all annoyed as fuck with her. It's like, I always tell people this. I'm like, if you ever traveled with a best friend and like at the end of a week, you're kind of like really over them and maybe some shit goes
Even
down.
though you
and
deeply love them,
Right.
you're just like,
Yes.
I'm like,
no.
imagine getting quarantined, traveling around the world with 15 women or 15 men, and you're all dating the same person and competing with each other. Like, drama organically happens. I will say that because there were fights that we had with Crystal that weren't even aired.
On camera.
Yeah, where we're like annoyed at the airport, or in a bus or whatever the
bus,
hell.
the
Like
bus.
we had to be
Yeah.
in so many buses, and there's always like little like tiffs going on. But I was blown away that the men haven't really had any of that. Like they
Do
don't.
you think that's because the cruise ship?
Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's their dynamic. Because I will say there are some seasons of girls. Like I felt like it was kind of the case on Nick Viall's season where like all the girls were really like tight knit. Like there's usually the one person who's kind of the standout who pisses everybody off. But the only person we really saw with that was Hayden.
Yeah.
And then Hayden didn't even seem to have a lot of beef with the other guys.
You know he didn't go to the Men Tell All?
Are you serious?
Yeah. Swear to God, he didn't go. I don't know.
Damn it!
I don't know how he got out of it, but like he literally didn't go, and neither did Chris, the guy who talked about fantasy suites in the beginning. He wasn't there either.
Well, then what the hell are they going to do on the Men Tell All?
Just give Logan a hard time.
No, we said Nate too, though. Nate's probably going to have to because he's going to be on the
Nate's
mental
gonna have
all.
to have
That's gonna happen, and then I guess they're gonna tease Paradise, and then Rachel and Gabby. It's like 2 bachelorettes, so it's like double the amount of airtime
Right.
they need for each of them.
Oh, that's true. And
Sure.
for the guys to talk about their heartbreaks.
yeah. But you know what's
them.
cool? They're doing fantasy suites 2 different nights.
I know.
We just
found
saw that.
So I'm assuming Rachel will have one night, Gabby will have one night.
I agree. Okay.
I cannot believe that they're not going to the Men Tell All.
I know.
How do they get out of that?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
Honestly, I literally don't know. Maybe he pulled the dog card.
That's the case.
They kind
It's
of like made fun of his dog.
Yeah.
And like now
Yeah.
they're making fun of COVID, like by like even perpetuating any conspiracy theory. Like that virus killed how many people? Like
That's true.
That's like
That's
fucked
true.
up.
Also, can you
It's
believe
true.
that Jesse Palmer, this is another thing we were tripping out on, he didn't tell the men that it was COVID?
Well, I'm sure he did.
I'm
and
sure he
it
did.
wasn't
but-
aired.
Right, true. But in that thing, he was like, there's a situation. That's all he
Situation.
told them in the scene they
Listen,
aired.
I mean, Jesse's giving the drama. Like he has to give something. I mean,
It's
he's been
true,
kind of a
it's true.
dub since he's been here. Like he needs personality. I think they're scared to let him like do too much just
the
because like all
reins.
the host changes and they don't want to compare him
Yeah,
to Chris
yeah,
or bring
yeah.
Chris up.
Yeah.
But I think that we need Jesse to give us a little bit
I
more.
think he's coming into his own.
well, because
It's taking a little bit of time.
It's
But I
taking
will
time.
say, remember after the final rose for Clayton's season, I felt like he was
bringing the heat.
bringing the heat on.
I didn't
that.
watch it.
I feel like
Okay.
he took it into his hands. There were a few times where I was like, Jesse, like, what are you doing
Well, and
right
he looks
now?
like Clayton, so that was kind of fun
That
to like
was fun.
meme him. But this season, I mean, he did speak French that one episode,
I loved that.
We were
which
impressed.
which is very impressed.
I was very into that.
I went to France for like 3 days. I learned 2 words and I forgot one of them. So very impressed.
Yeah, he was
But
going
I
off.
want to see him do a little bit more. Maybe on Paradise he will. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, do you guys know stuff about Nate? What's going on? Do either of you guys know?
Yeah, you want to start? I mean, listen, I feel like I just know what's already out there.
Okay, yeah,
and then
yeah.
I know he's going to address it at the Men Tell All.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
I saw that TikTok
Yeah.
of the girl like months
Yeah.
ago when she posted
Yeah.
it.
That was months ago when
Or
that
like
came
a
out?
month ago, month
Okay,
and a
yeah,
half.
yeah. Okay.
I was tagged in it like 25,000 times.
Yeah.
But I get tagged in those videos every single
Sure.
day, and then half of them end up being lies.
Sure.
Right, which then you have to be so
So
careful.
I just don't
more
talk.
than
I just-
half.
Literally.
Yeah.
I won't talk about anything on my TikTok that isn't like already out there
Right,
or like
right.
already like I'm not gonna just like make it for no reason, like add to it.
Because I can imagine, I remember when we started doing the podcast, it was like all of a sudden all these DMs whenever the contestants would be announced, and you're like, oh my gosh, then how are you trying to, you know, wade through all of that and know what's true, what's
sketchy.
not? It's yeah.
Especially when people are like, no, I don't want to put my name out there with it. And you're like,
or they're just not like clear.
Sure.
Like they just make a TikTok with trending sounds. There was a whole series for Clayton, like when all of these girls apparently hooked up with him in Minnesota at Mizzou, and like everyone made a TikTok about it.
Wasn't it the wrong guy? It wasn't him.
Well, that was a different situation where one girl thought her name was Sasha. Shout out Sasha. I followed her from that, but then I ended up unfollowing her because she never like posted an update. But she like literally made a TikTok saying that she hooked up with Clayton.
And it was when he was with Susie.
When he was with Susie. And then Clayton even like had to go on Instagram or whatever and say, this is not true. I'm not in New York.
Yeah.
And then the girl, a picture came out from the security camera and it was definitely not Clayton.
Can you? Oh my gosh.
She said that the guy said he was Clayton.
He was
on
Clayton,
The Bachelor.
right?
Yeah, I guess he was lying. Unless she literally made the whole thing up. But this guy was lying. But the same thing just happened with Kylie Jenner, where the Uber Eats driver did you hear that?
No.
This literal driver, it's not Uber Eats, it's something else. What are other
Caviar.
things? Postmates? Not Postmates.
DoorDash.
It's one of those. Literally lied and said that he delivered like something for her sandwich because she posted a TikTok about a sandwich. He was like, oh, I had to go to her house to give her this ingredient, and he like made a whole TikTok about it. And he said there was a river, and then he heard the baby crying, and then Kylie. This happened last month. I can't believe this guy went viral. It made all the news outlets, everything. And then Kylie posted on her TikTok clearing it up in her comment section, and fans just had to put it together that she was addressing him because she didn't want to comment on his video.
Right.
And they did.
A river? What?
There's no river. Isn't she in like Holmby Hills?
She's like, I am very rich, but there is no river.
There is no river. There might be a
How did she
pond.
clear it up? Was she just
on her TikTok? She just explained that she literally called him a liar without saying his name. Like the lying is disgusting to me. Like no one saw my baby. Like something like that.
Whoa.
So like anyone can make up anything. And then go viral, and it's fucked up. And like honestly, like as a journalist, as hosts, like we have to really like be careful because we're only going to perpetuate it or bring it further.
Okay, broads, quick pause. So maybe summer break is already over in your house, or maybe you're still soaking up every last possible second. That's what we're doing over here. Either way, just because school is starting for your little learners doesn't mean that you've got to stop all the fun exploration and playtime that happens outside the classroom. You can keep it going all year long with KiwiCo, the subscription box that brings you crates of science and art projects for kids of all ages.
KiwiCo, I cannot say enough good things about them. I just got a couple crates for my friends who just had babies because they have crates for every single age. They even have a really cute little one for like infants and toddlers. Everything's age specific though, and it's built on a central theme. And then they teach a subject every month in a comprehensive way to your child. So for the older kids, of course, it might be something like flight and aerodynamics that they're learning about. And in that crate, there's going to be 3 to 5 projects all about flight, like building a stomp rocket, decorating a kite that your kids can fly. Maybe another box might be about gears and mechanics, and they're going to learn how to build a working robot. These are real examples, by the way. These projects are super cool, and everything you need comes included in the crate.
That is literally what got me hooked on KiwiCo, because all parents and caretakers can relate to going to do a craft with your kiddo and then spending 30 minutes trying to find the glue sticks. It's infuriating. KiwiCo has you totally covered, and the crafts are done in a way that the kids can really take charge. I love watching Ember lead the way and gain confidence as she learns new subjects. It's so much fun to watch, and we have a blast building the projects together each month.
You can make summer and fall a new learning adventure every month with KiwiCo. Get 50% off your first month, plus you get free shipping on any crate line with code ChattyBroads at kiwico.com. That's 50% off your first month, half off, so give it a try. Why not? You're going to love it. 50% off your first month at kiwico.com, promo code ChattyBroads. kiwico.com, code ChattyBroads.
Broad Squad, listen up, because we're about to talk about something important here, and that is mental health. When it comes to making sure your mental health is in tip-top shape, there really isn't wiggle room. It has to be a top priority. And let me tell you from experience, as soon as you get serious about putting yourself and your mental well-being first, the positive effects in other areas of your life become apparent. But it all starts with your mental well-being. Talkspace is making it easier than ever to be proactive about your mental health starting today.
Yes, today. And for a lot of people for me, that was the hardest part, getting started, or even the thought of getting started, trying to find, a therapist that's a good match for you. It's very overwhelming. But with Talkspace, they make it really easy to get going because it's an online mental health platform and they meet you right where you're at. And when you get started, you sign up. They immediately match you with the provider that they think is the best fit for you from their pool of thousands of therapists that specialize in dozens of different areas, all the way from anxiety to trauma to relationship issues to anger management. Whatever area you feel you need help with, Talkspace has a therapist that can expertly guide you through it.
And once you've matched, you can message with your therapist 24/7 as things come up for you and even set up video sessions when you feel ready. Talkspace makes getting your mental health in check more accessible than ever. We cannot recommend it enough.
And as a listener of this podcast, you get $100 off your first month with Talkspace. So to match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com. Make sure to use code Chatty. You're going to get $100 off your first month, and you can show your support for the show. That's code Chatty at Talkspace.com.
Do you feel like that pressure a lot when
Yeah.
because you're putting out videos
Every day, 5 times a day,
Constantly.
7 times a day if it's a busy day. This is how I make my money. I get paid on views.
Sure.
All the time. Not as much in the beginning because I didn't realize anyone was watching me. Like even when I would get like hundreds of thousands, millions of views, I wouldn't even like think. I would be like, I'm just home. Like no one cares. Like even the comments. But then after a while, and I started going out and getting invited to events, I realized that people actually are watching my videos, and now half these people I'm talking about are following me. So I definitely feel pressure to like make them happy and like keep that relationship. But then at the end of the day, like how close are we? Like we're just friendly. Like we just DM here and there. Like some people I talk to more, so I'll definitely like kind of
it's not personal,
protect
it's
people.
just
But I need to
business.
give my opinion.
Right.
I need to give my
course.
honest opinion. Otherwise I would be doing a disservice. But I always keep my page positive, especially the last year. Maybe not as much in the beginning because I was younger and immature. But like if you look at my videos, I always show both sides of the story, always give the benefit of the doubt. I'm the first person to defend a villain. Like I like to be positive because that's just who I am.
Yeah, you do a really good job of like it's like it's a news take too. It's very like journalist
Because I'm a host, and
You're
that was
a
my whole
host,
goal.
yeah.
I don't want to be a tea spiller.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Wait, what's your TikTok handle also?
Zachary
'Cause we haven't said
Reality.
it. Okay, it's Zachary Reality.
On everywhere. Yeah, Zachary
On
Reality
everywhere.
branded.
I'll
Let it be
follow
known.
Well, okay, so what is your opinion on the Nate thing, though? I still want to go back to that. Like, do you think that, I think based on everything I saw, which I felt like it was all pretty incriminating. I know, sure, there's two sides to every story, but like, what's the fucking other side?
He'll share it at the Mental All.
Like, apparently so.
And I heard it went really well for him. And I heard that production and Gabby was like, all I can judge is based on what I know about you. You were a gentleman. The audience. I talked to a couple girls in the audience. They were clapping for
When
him.
was this filmed?
Last Thursday, August 9th, like last week.
Oh, okay, so it was after everything came out.
After everything came out. I think we have to hear him out.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. I mean, like, he seems like he cheated
just
on
curious-
someone.
I'm
And
just
like, I don't know how you
curious, like, what
hide
can
your
he
kid.
say?
Well, what he said was, what he said is that he didn't know how to date after his divorce. He didn't know how to bring someone into it. Maybe he felt guilt. Maybe he was embarrassed. And he just didn't know how to handle the situation.
What about having like two separate Valentine's Day dinners and showering
I mean,
them
if he
both with
wasn't-
gifts and vacations?
If he
at the same
wasn't
time?
serious with the girl and maybe she thought it was more than what it was.
Yeah, I mean that.
Or they had an open relationship, or like we don't know his side.
Yeah.
We know her side, but we don't even know all of her side because she doesn't. She said she didn't want to talk about it.
Right.
Oh, the Laurie girl's side.
Yeah,
like
that girl doesn't.
yeah.
Like, yeah, we'll hear him out. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. I mean, I think it's shady. I don't think he's going to be the Bachelor.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think they'll try to
And
clear
I
it
think
up?
that his Instagram caption with "My journey continues," the show told him to do that. That's just my take.
Interesting.
Because they will say stuff
Interesting.
after the show, like just general stuff, like, just I think it would be good. They say very general stuff, like I think it would be good for future opportunities.
Yeah.
If you do this,
You
and then
say
you're
my
like,
journey is
"Ooh."
continuing.
Yeah, and then you're like, "Ooh."
I'm shocked that so many people fall for that. Everyone's running with it now. Like, oh, he's going to be the Bachelor. He's going to be the Bachelor. I'm like, we have 4 more episodes left. Like, we're about to see heartbreak at the end.
Right.
Like, we're about to fall in love and get to know people. And then that's when they become the Bachelor.
Well, and also Bachelor in Paradise. Who are we going to fall in love with?
But which was already filmed.
Right.
So.
But they usually don't even tell who's the Bachelor until like when they announce it.
But now everyone finds out. Like Clayton, there was pictures online everywhere.
But they released Clayton super early, didn't
before
they?
Michelle's season even started.
Right.
But I wonder if
That's
they release
not usual.
things because like people spot them and take pictures and post it. So then they have no choice but to release it.
Yeah, they want to do it before it gets
even more
too big.
hype. Yeah.
But all I know is like for Ari's season, they told him the night before he went on Good Morning
That
America.
was so shocking.
Yeah.
And
so
I think I was like pissed off at the time because I was
people
going
were-
through my Finsta
Peter.
recently and I was just like so mad that they chose him. I was like, was Peter not available? I was so mad. But then I ended up liking him towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a dramatic ending. We need more of that.
Yeah, no, he was
Someone just
great.
said the other day, they were like, I stopped watching after Ari's season. Like that was, I mean, it was a good season.
I don't think anyone could be the Bachelor for me to stop watching. It would either be my personal decision to like, stop watching the show
Yes.
or the show would just die.
We're down for Pilot Pete season 2.
We want Pilot Pete round
Oh
2.
my God.
Wouldn't it be
Which,
great?
It's not going to happen.
which, yeah, I was going to say, speaking of, can we talk about Pilot Pete and Kelly?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Guys, tell me.
okay, so you know how a couple weeks ago I had mentioned that
Did you know this?
what?
I know
That
she
they
does
like
not.
got spotted together? Spotted.
No.
They're spotted together. Pilot Pete and Kelly. So numerous weeks ago on one of our episodes, I had said to Becca
That's
that
the only thing I knew of.
that when on one of the Bachelor in the City episodes, they'd had the psychic on, right? And the
Okay.
psychic had said like something about for Pete, it'll be a love of his past that comes back.
Really?
And then he started following Kelly again on Instagram right after. And so people were like,
What?
But that feels so on brand for Pete of him being like, the psychic said is someone from my past. It's Kelly. I've got to hit her up.
Don't get everything right.
sometimes it doesn't work out.
Especially when you're reading through a Zoom. They don't always know.
And also, there are a lot of people in Pete's past, so sometimes it doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily.
but the other ones are like engaged to like billionaires, professional
That's true.
football players.
No, we're just talking about since The Bachelor. I
Just
think there's
nights
been
out, you know what I
nights
mean?
out
Yeah.
out of town. There's been many
So,
women in his
for sure.
past. I think.
they were
Absolutely.
spotted together at the airport. Was that where
They were
it
at a
was?
Cubs game.
They were at a Cubs game.
So
okay.
they were at.
You're like, I was there.
I wasn't there, but I talked to his publicist. Okay, they were they were at the game. Like they have the same manager.
Okay.
So they were with the management
Lori Kay?
team. It's not Lori Kay.
Oh.
Someone else. I don't know who the manager is.
Okay.
They were at the I guess they were just at the game together in a group of friends, and then maybe they went to go get like a hot dog by themselves, purposely, not purposely. I don't know. Right? Who knows? But I think at this point, like, you know, they broke up so long ago. They could be friendly.
Whatever.
Be cordial.
They could be dating
Yeah.
again.
They're definitely not dating though.
They're not?
Okay, they're not dating. Okay. Okay. I was really listen, I love me some Pilot Pete and I love when there's chaos surrounding him
I wanted him to go to Paradise.
so badly.
And he didn't.
He didn't.
No.
I don't know exactly why he didn't go, but I mean, they
surprised.
said he said like they couldn't figure out a contract, so maybe he didn't get enough money or accommodations because he was a lead.
Yeah,
he's
and
like, I
not to
want my
mention
own
he does
bungalow.
have his pilot career. Like whenever we try to
Yeah.
try to record with Bachelors in the City, it's always like literally they're like, well, what about November 16th? We know he has the day off from his pilot
Yeah, he's a
schedule.
busy man.
Well,
Like,
he said he took off
oh, really?
to do the show and
Oh,
then like
really?
changed his mind last minute
For
for
Paradise.
Paradise. Yeah, he didn't end up going.
Interesting.
Do you think if he would have gone on that they would have continued to give him that Pilot Pete type edit, or do you think
Yeah.
they would have given him like kind of a more redemption? Not that, I mean, it was just chaotic at the end.
I don't know. I think there's so much room to work with to make him like a villain.
Yeah.
That it would have been great. I mean, do you watch Bachelor Pad back in the day?
Yes, I did.
Remember when Jake Pavelka showed up? He was the Bachelor. And then when he
yeah.
went to Bachelor Pad, he got like a villain edit.
Bachelor
villain
Pad
edit.
was fucking
So good.
that was
So good.
the trashiest version of The Bachelor ever.
It was so good. It was like Survivor. You vote people
Yes.
out. The Bachelor, you got to find love. And then there's challenges.
It was fully MTV, ABC colliding.
Or not even MTV. What's the really trashy one? Where
VH1?
VH1.
VH1. It was, to me, it was like VH1.
It was such good TV.
When I went on The Bachelor, we were in the mansion and they'd be like, oh, here's where blah, blah, blah had sex on Bachelor Pad. Here's where these people had sex on Bachelor Pad, like everywhere around the
That's
mansion.
really funny.
Which was interesting.
They need to bring that back because I feel like
I'm
Paradise
down.
is getting boring, maybe.
It is getting a little boring. But we'll see
like,
what they do this
old.
season.
Yeah, we'll see this season. They're doing this new twist.
They're trying to refresh it.
But if they want to refresh it, they should do Bachelor Pad again.
I'm
or
in.
Bachelor in real life. Like get a group of them in New York City or Nashville and just have them live their life and hook up and date.
True
Wait,
real
Zachary, I
world,
just got
real world
chills
Bachelor.
for,
Because that makes so much sense. And I'll executive produce the show in 30
no, you
years
really
because no one's going to do it before that.
Yeah, they've tried the other ones like Winter
would be
Games. That
great.
was whatever.
okay.
No, but
I
a
didn't really watch it.
reality style,
No,
like
they could call it like Batch World or something like that. Tennessee,
Because people are so invested in these people. Maybe not as much anymore the past couple years, but like from a few years ago, like there's so many people who have such big followings that we would be so interested to see.
and it's like you're so spot on with like Real Housewives. It would be like the New York Bachelor version, the San Diego Bachelor
they should do it in
version.
San Diego.
Here's another idea. You could also make it more of a competition style show and put couples on too. Some of the favorite couples from the past seasons. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'll come on.
A couple.
So you're like, I'm there.
Or, you know,
God.
or even the single part of like, you know, people who have, I'm setting this up for myself is what I'm saying.
yeah.
You know?
You're like, how
I mean,
can
I have
get on
different
this?
ideas for you. I want you guys to do like a vloggy behind the scenes of your life.
That'd
Maybe
be
like
fun.
put it on your Patreon if you want.
I'm down.
So fun.
And like record the studio, like what you're doing, getting ready, and like just see how that goes.
I'm down.
Make
I need
your own reality show.
I need someone to produce it though.
I will produce it.
You can
Please
produce
produce.
it.
See, I
I'm only
want to be a
concerned-
producer.
I love like being.
It's so like the
I
reality.
like being on reality TV.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
The only thing
is.
I'm concerned about is having someone follow me around on my nights out because those get weird.
That's what people wanna
Because-
see.
Well, that's when you cut off because it's your show, so you can do what you want.
True.
You
But
can
I
watch
wanna
it
give a
back
little
and
taste.
trim it around.
Be
Yeah,
like,
you watch
"Hey,
it
that's
back.
fine
It's like
now."
what the Kardashians do. They are the executive
true,
producers. They
right.
cut out parts all the time.
Yes. I like
You're
that.
getting
I
our
like being on
wheels
a reality show because I also like being on other people's podcasts. I like when people are asking me about me, you know,
Yeah.
and like then I get to, you know, I don't know. Fun.
She had a moment with talking about Real Housewives. That was,
No, I wasn't talking to anyone.
but I'm saying you put it out there and there was definitely reception.
Wait, you want to be on Real Housewives?
Maybe one day.
But like Orange County?
Yeah, I'd have to be.
Well, they have to just create a new version. They're doing a
Long
new
Beach.
show, Paris, like sister, like friends. They're calling them, I don't know what it's called, but it's in Paris, a group of girlfriends on Bravo.
That's fun.
Ooh,
I'm not
that's
going to
fun.
watch it.
No.
Like, I
I
won't
don't
watch
need
it.
another show on Bravo to watch following a
It's-
group of women.
it's
There's
a-
too
it's a
many
lot.
housewives, and Jersey Housewives, my favorite of all time.
The Jersey. It's
So good. Have you guys seen it?
I just started. I'm starting from like the beginning of Jersey Housewives
have?
because I never watched it,
Okay.
and then after watching Girls Trip, the first one, I'm like, I gotta dive in.
Teresa, Melissa.
I'm like, I gotta dive in.
There's a lot going on right now because
Okay.
Teresa just got married and Melissa didn't go to the wedding, and neither did Joe, her brother. There was a huge fight, and they just didn't go to the wedding like 2 days before.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy? And
That
there's a
is
wedding
crazy.
special. Don't worry. Wait, there's
I'm
a
so
wedding
excited.
special.
I need to see
You need to
Teresa.
catch up.
Wait, here's something to talk about that we did not think about on our roster. All the Britney stuff with
Britney Spears.
Britney, yes, and
Okay.
what's his face?
Kevin Federline.
Kevin. Is K-Fed the one that's dropping all the tea right now?
Yeah, he had posted like a video of Britney like reprimanding
let's
her
talk
kids.
about that. Let's talk about that for a second
Okay.
because that was the most normal video I've ever seen or heard
haven't
in my
seen it.
life.
I haven't seen it, but I literally did like a panel on it for work.
Really?
And I just I was like, I got the gist.
Yeah.
Okay, can I play this audio clip because
Play it.
it's the most normal thing. Hold on. Pause.
I'm
You can cut
turning
this out live.
I'm turning the air on.
Do it.
Go for it. Okay.
This is not all of it. I've only seen this clip. He posted a few.
Beep. So sorry, broads, but the audio clip of Britney Spears had to be removed due to copyright. You can find it online. So sorry again, broads. Okay, we're back. Beep.
That's one of the clips. What is wrong with that? She's talking to her teenage
I mean,
son.
I guess
like,
it was a little rude
It's
to say you're weird.
sure.
Listen.
No, she said you're weird because you're going through puberty. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, like.
It's elevated, but
Have any of you guys ever fought with your parents
Absolutely,
before?
and it's been way worse than that.
Yeah.
And we still get along, and we're fine.
And we're fine.
That's
And
exactly
we're
my
fine.
point.
And
When I
we're
heard that,
fine.
and she's also saying, by the way, she's going, no, I care about you more than you'll know, and I don't know what to say to you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I don't know what to say, sometimes I can't handle it. I'm like, that to me is like pretty good parenting in the middle of a heated argument with your
That's fair.
family. Like,
Yeah. I don't know like barely anything about this, but all that I could grasp just from like, you know, the few little things I know is I'm just like, K-Fed, why now? Like,
why?
She's
That's
like,
true. Why post that in general?
Why
what does she
now?
do?
Like, she literally has gone through all of this trauma and is finally like starting to live her life, and now all of a sudden
Isn't she like engaged?
she's married.
Yeah, she just got married, right?
Yeah.
So let her be happy. Maybe
Just
he's
let her
jealous.
be. Maybe
He's trying to destroy it because he's a little jealous. There was no reason to air your family's dirty laundry out like that.
I don't get it.
Again,
and who
it's-
took that video?
He did, I guess. I don't know.
No, he definitely wasn't there.
Oh,
Did one of the kids take it?
maybe one of the kids.
maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, we didn't like do that back in the day when I was a teenager. When I was fighting with my mom, we didn't have that. Just run around the kitchen.
I mean, I don't know. I just heard that clip and I was like, that's not really that crazy to me.
It's
like,
not.
But anyway, yeah, I was just like, I don't get why he's coming forward with all that now. It's not like he's about to drop an album.
Yeah.
Why is he
That's
trying
my
to stir
thing.
up drama in the
I'm
media?
always like trying to like get to the center of like the purpose of all of this. And it's like, okay, there was clearly a time where, you know, her name was in the media quite frequently and some of her family members were coming out and saying negative things about her.
Jamie
and
Lee?
they were, yeah,
Jamie
and they were
Lynn?
getting a lot of heat for it. And he was quiet. And now all of a sudden he's saying something.
I thought that Jamie... I had the unpopular opinion about the Jamie Lynn thing. I was like, I mean, she was just talking about, I know that she had the book and all of that, and people were like upset about it.
She has to promote her book.
She has to promote her book, but also I felt like a lot of stuff in her book was just like talking about her story. And unfortunately, that's the way it goes with family memoirs. It's like someone's going to probably get pissed about the shit that you write. That's nothing new.
Family's messy.
Family-
Like, you do not want your family drama to be in the media.
Well, welcome to the Spears family, though.
Yeah.
It's like, that's nothing
it's,
new.
And you know, it's when you have your children in the limelight at such a young age, I feel like it's very rare that you see parents who have their kids like in the limelight so young
yeah,
coming out looking like healthy parents.
totally.
AKA Addison Rae's dad.
Yeah. Do you guys keep up with that TikTok drama?
I've only just seen the coverage of it.
Okay.
I'll give the little recap for the listeners at home. Addison Rae, huge TikToker. Basically, the videos and photos and stuff came out of her dad looking like he was cheating on her mom. She unfollowed him on Instagram, and so did her mom. And her mom put like single mom in her bio.
Yeah.
And then now some
Now
guy
it's
on
getting
a,
messier.
some
getting
guy on
even
a bar on
messier.
Barstool. What's his name? Young
Gravy.
Gravy.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
the fuck
Young
is that?
Gravy. I
First
don't
of
know.
all,
He's
I
some
don't know.
artist.
But this is not like old news to like anyone. Like
Sure.
Monty has totally been like a little bit of a creep for a while.
yeah,
right.
well.
So it's kind of like
It's so
I wonder if
sad.
like fame let it get to him or if he was always like that.
Well, it's kind of so sad. Some of these like child star people's parents are just so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake and Logan Paul's dad, and like, ew. Anyway, a lot of weirdos. And I mean, you do kind of. To me, I'm like, okay, even with like Justin Timberlake and Ryan Gosling, like, wasn't one of them literally living with the other as a child during Mickey Mouse Club? Because they were like, who's the Canadian one of the two?
I don't know.
No idea.
Right. You're talking like major pop culture
Sorry,
now,
guys.
and like that's
Sorry,
not
guys.
even my niche.
Yeah, I'm
that's
like,
not my
I'm sorry,
brand.
I only know.
Here's my point. One of them was like living with the other one's family because as a child, because they were doing Mickey Mouse or what was Mickey Mouse Club, whatever.
Okay.
Think about that for a second. Think about if you sent Ember to another country to be a child star and she's living with someone else's family. I'm sorry. You have to be a certain level of a little bit weird to be putting your child in that situation. So when these families are moving to uprooting their whole lives to like move to LA as like for their teenagers
Yeah.
like TikTok career and stuff like that, it does just make me raise my eyebrows. It's just
Yeah.
a little bit of an alert where I'm
I was
like,
gonna
okay,
say,
what's
I don't
going
even know
on
if
here?
weird would be the correct term. I'm like, well, sketchy.
But like
It's also
Addison and Charlie, those are like the parents who have the most involved parents, whatever. They became so big and they got so many opportunities in LA and they weren't old enough to get their own place. Yeah. So I understand why the parents wanted to kind of whatever. And it makes sense for the D'Amelios who now have a reality show off of it. But Addison's parents are just not handling it the best way. And Addison's career also is like, it's
always all over the place.
It's just she did too much at once. Like she put out a song and then she was in a movie and then she started a fragrance line, a makeup line, and was trying to get on Kardashians. Like she did all of this within like 6 months and was a TikTok star. So now it's just like
my heart like breaks.
What's your brand? What are you doing?
Like when especially like on social media, people are starting so young and all the mistakes you're making in public. I just can't even wrap my brain around.
That's kind of the thing I'm talking about with the families too. It's like I know that they're having this opportunity with a career, but especially when you have like a younger teen, because granted, I mean, how old is
well, Addison's now like 20 or 21.
She's 21.
She's got like a 14.
How old's the older D'Amelio?
Dixie's like 20 and then Charlie's like 17.
Oh, they're young. So they started out young. Like, I
like
think
16.
That's something
15.
I mean, at that age.
They're like the Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, and Selena Gomez to the generation now. Like that's who because they grow up on social media. So
that's a lot of pressure.
Disney Channel stars are like their
And the difference is with like a Miley or a Demi, you have a script and then your moments that might be your mistakes are caught via paparazzi.
True.
But social media posting every day. Ooh,
that's a lot.
That's so much
I worked
pressure.
at Sabo Ranch for 2 months.
Oh,
Stop.
really?
Which was like the TikTok hotspot.
So,
and I worked in it during the TikTok hotspot. Like during the Halloween era, like there was the Hollywood Fix and all the paparazzi outside every time I went to work.
Was it just madness?
Yes, it was madness. And it was so much fun.
Oh, I was like the best people watching.
It was hard because like I was a host.
Yeah.
But then they also made me bus tables sometimes, which was like literally
and then just like
hell.
slowly.
So then I bus tables and then I'm like talking to Nikita Dragon and then my manager like yells at me like, get out of there. Because they know I'm going to want to talk to everybody. It was a
You're
time.
Like slowly picking up the plates and forks.
I'm like, I can't carry all that. And I actually couldn't. I can only carry so much.
My arms.
Yeah, it was during the pandemic. I needed a job.
Yeah.
Like it was a rough time during the pandemic when it first started. I literally moved here 6 months before the pandemic.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job when I first moved here. Like I literally just was like, fuck it. I'm moving to LA. I moved right after college. I started driving for Uber. My first like 5 or 6 months, I was an Uber driver.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to work at a restaurant at first.
Yeah.
And I wanted like to leave my options open. Uber driver, you can clock in when you want, clock out when you want. And then I was having so much fun exploring the city.
That's true. And you get to really know your way around and see where people are going, at night and all that kind of thing. That's fun. And then you get to find out where you want to live and like all that kind of thing. That's pretty cool.
That is
That's a good way to get to know a city.
I know. Honestly, I actually should tell people to do that.
Yeah.
Start driving for Uber.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like DoorDash you can't do, or Postmates you can't do in LA. There's no parking. How are you going to pull over to get the food and then where are you going to leave your car?
So much. People just have their hazards on and then the food's taking too long and they're about to get a ticket.
And people could be generous tippers in LA. If you you drive around in the right neighborhoods,
that's
you can make your money.
You pick the right conversation.
You pick the right conversations. You can make your money. I had people give me cash, like straight up, like $50, $100.
Wow.
Just because.
Amazing.
People have money here.
They do.
Welcome to LA.
You got to find out how to get it. How to get it from them. Okay, wait, back to Addison Rae's dad. So this young Gravy said on a podcast, I guess, that he was going to take out Addison Rae's mom on a date or whatever.
Okay.
And then her dad started going off on this whole thing of like, I'm going to fight young Gravy. And
that's ridiculous. He's a grown man with children. Like, what is he doing?
He was just flexing in the TikTok.
So embarrassing.
Like,
he was literally
let's just say that he's definitely like coked out.
Oh, well, that's definitely
that's
so. Tana Mojo is the one who's like come out and blatantly talked about that. She was just like initially on her podcast canceled before it stopped.
Before it got canceled.
She didn't last long.
She alluded.
I know.
Yeah, they don't really know why it ended. There's the rumors.
There's so many rumors.
There's so many rumors.
I don't think it's that serious.
I think she probably just wasn't making enough money.
Maybe. I think there's so many people who start podcasts just without actually like caring about it or wanting to do it.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of work and
it's a commitment. Like you're creating a show, or if you're not ready, start a podcast and do like 12 episodes and then take a few months off and then do another 12.
Yes, but to commit to like a weekly or bi-weekly, it's a lot.
And not to mention if she's making Lord knows, shit tons of money on other social media platforms. It's sort of like, okay, what return am I getting from this thing that I'm investing so much time and energy in?
She's making the most on OnlyFans. So stick to that.
Oh my God, yeah, I forgot.
OnlyFans.
But she had said initially on her podcast Canceled that she alluded to a famous TikToker's parent being inappropriate with like younger women and doing the cocaine.
Yeah.
And then she later ended up talking about how it was Monty when certain things were coming out, because the whole drama I feel like initially started where people were like, oh my God, he's cheating on Addison's mom. But now it's come out that they had been separated for
open.
a long time or open for a long time.
I will say this. I went to like a Prime Video creator party like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Everyone is there that's like you can imagine from TikTok.
Yeah.
Everybody was under 30 except for Monty. Like, why were you there? No shade. I mean, he's got more followers than me. Like, go for it. But like, why are you the only father there? Like,
that's,
you know what I mean? Like, we're all at a
so,
club. We're watching like Charlie Jordan DJ. Like, why is he even there?
That's
Addison's
so
not there.
Embarrassing. Oh, and his daughter isn't there.
That's one of the things that I remember Tana mentioning.
Oh, no.
One of like the
like
parties
that.
at Delilah's that was like a party, and she was like, I get with like typically with an Addison or the D'Amelios, the parents have to go because they're underage, but she's like, Addison's never there. Monty's always there by himself, to your point.
Ew, that's gross.
LA could suck you up.
Yeah.
And
like
spit
Fame
you
could
right out.
suck you up. So I feel like that's what happened to him, and he's gonna hit rock bottom until he
That's
does,
just
and then
so-
he'll get it together. I'm optimistic.
Yeah, I like
Get it
that.
together.
I like that.
Give him a couple
take.
years.
I like
maybe
that
send
take.
him back to Louisiana.
That's just so sad to me, though, when like someone is not. I mean, like he should know how that's affecting his family, like his fucking
she fucking
children.
left. She's in Italy. Like she's just like, I'm leaving the country.
It's like
That's so sad.
The
It
crazy
is.
part though is that he won't take out of his Instagram bio that he's married to her mom.
Is that cute? Is that romantic? Still hanging on.
And hers says single mom because she's like, no, we're
Well, she's
done.
changing hers like weekly, so we
Yeah.
gotta get daily
True.
updates. By the time this podcast comes out, it could be Mama's
She's
anything.
bio like
True.
Twitter now, you
Literally.
know?
Yeah, soon it'll be
Literally.
Young Gravy's girlfriend.
Literally, Monty's ex-wife, Addison's mom, entrepreneur.
But no, you feel
In the middle of divorce.
You feel so
About to sign the papers. Currently pending divorce papers at courthouse.
in current negotiations. Like, just
I'm getting the house. Yeah.
Literally.
But no, it's so sad because it's like, again, you have Addison who's in the limelight already, and then there's younger kids at home. Her brothers are younger than her, and he's just out here. And the biggest issue then is like all the allegations about him with all these younger women just
Ew.
being super inappropriate.
Ew.
And so Tana is
Gross.
coming for him. And then he is now like saying really inappropriate things about Tana on his TikTok. It's not
ridiculous.
good.
Ew.
It's not okay.
Speaking of splits, though, let's talk about one that we have not gotten to talk about on the podcast yet. Pete and Kim. I want to talk about it, and I also have never been more excited for a new season of something than the next season of the Kardashians coming out in September.
It's gonna be good.
It's going to be so good.
For sure. Now they like know what they're doing.
I adored season 1. Like
I thought it was good.
I'm not a big reality show watcher, honestly. Like I more than most people, like I'll watch a season here, watch a season there. I'm not pretty heavily invested in.
Do you watch other shows that aren't reality TV?
Not really. I'm
You
not
just don't
watch a lot of shows.
I'm not a big TV person.
Fair
I
enough.
mean,
She's crafty and reads.
I'm on Instagram and TikTok
I read a
far
couple
too
of
much
books
is
this
really
year.
what it is. But yeah, if I really get hooked on something, then I'll watch it. But I got fucking hooked on the Hulu Kardashians show. I never really watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It was kind of in and
Really?
out. But I was
Who's your
hooked on this
favorite?
new season. Kim's my fave.
Okay.
I mean, Chris is my favorite.
Okay.
Obviously.
I was her for Halloween last year. I'll send you a picture.
That is fun.
It was really iconic. I had the
That's-
wig, like a white suit on. See, my favorite is like Kim, maybe Chloe, maybe Kylie. Like I just keep changing my mind.
I'm also in it for the clips of Kanye too. I'm like, I want to see him.
He was
on
in
the
last
show.
season a little bit. He won't be in the next one, but Pete's
all?
gonna be in it.
Yeah, I
don't
wanna
think
see
so.
that.
Pete's gonna be in it, but now they broke up, so
I know.
it's like so awkward.
And I'm also wondering if like Kanye's okay. So okay. So I want to talk. Speaking of K's, I want to talk about it because there's like so many theories about their breakup. I also want to talk about this, Jess. I didn't realize until Kim and Pete's breakup that he had the initials of her kids tattooed on his neck.
And he got branded.
Which is like a new term.
A new term. Like he like
term.
had, I don't know if it was
It's
her
just like
name.
a branded tattoo.
Oh, branded.
Like my girlfriend's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh no, but he got one. Yeah, one though that it was literal branding, like burning.
Yeah, of Kim.
Yeah.
No. That's fine. The initials
Of the children.
of her kids?
It's weird.
No. This is when I heard that, I got pissed.
Yeah.
I've always been iffy about the relationship. That one got me heated. Because I don't know. That one, can you fucking imagine? I'm sorry, I gotta have a moment for this one. Can you fucking imagine if Gray and I broke up and less than a year later, my new boyfriend got Ruth and Frank's initials on his chest or on his neck?
I would not be
No,
pleased.
it's weird, but I don't even take these people seriously.
No, I know.
Like,
but
how
just
could
thinking
you?
as the other, like, okay, first of all, as the parent, as the one dating them, I'd be like, what the fuck? Why the fuck are you
She
doing
did an
that?
interview with Ellen and kind of talked a little bit about it, and she was just saying that like he's a tattoo guy.
Yeah.
This is what he
She's like, I think
does.
they're
Like,
cute.
people who are tattoo people do that all. They get
I
they
get
have to
that.
get a tattoo
I
every 3 months.
just cannot get over
If you
the
told
kids'
me
initials.
to
Yeah.
put anything on my body right now, I probably wouldn't.
Sure.
I don't even have that many. I'd
Sure.
be like, sure.
Yeah.
I could
If you
not
want
get
to.
over the Kim thing. My girlfriend, my girl's a lawyer, whatever. Stupid. I think it's stupid, but whatever. Fine, do you. The kids' initials was something I could not get over. That to me was really fucking weird and really fucking crossing a boundary. Like, that's so instigating to me.
I would not
Of
be
Kanye?
happy.
So you think he was provoking Kanye?
I mean, regardless of whether or not it was intentional, that is extremely provocative.
It is. It's so weird. So they broke up. I guess everyone is saying that because he's, doing a movie in Australia, that the long distance is becoming a factor as
Did
well
they
as...
officially come out and say that they broke up?
Like
okay.
maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
they put a
they're-
statement out
they're-
there, better off as friends.
Okay.
I think some sources were saying that he's also a little immature and she wants a man.
I mean, he's 28, she's 42. They're in different places in life.
Yeah, it's
the
such
bros
different places.
talked about this. Like, yeah, she's got like 4 kids.
And they're in different sides of the country.
Yeah.
Like isn't he in Staten Island? I can't even say
King
that.
of Staten Island.
Have you been to Staten Island? Like, come on, I can't believe he lives there. I honestly never thought it was super real.
No, I
I
didn't
never
either.
shipped it. I never was invested in it.
Thank
I
you.
never cared.
Thank you. That's me.
Never once did I care about their relationship
Thank you.
at all.
I felt the
So
same
I don't
way.
care. I'm gonna watch the show.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love the
interested
show.
to actually see their dynamic on the season.
Before they broke up, but what are they changing all the edits now?
No, I don't think so. I think they're
I
just gonna leave it
also
be.
think they might get back together when
Well,
the
I
show
mean-
starts in September.
Interesting.
Oh,
It's starting in
interesting.
September 22nd, I think.
Yeah, interesting.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, or if they announced like a baby name
Well, but I mean, so oh my god,
Wow, interesting.
right before the show comes out. They have
he
to.
gets another initial tattooed to add to
Zachary,
that one.
the
Imagine.
producer. Are you hearing this right now?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I like that.
Okay, broads, one more quick pause. So writing. Writing is one of those things that just did not ever come all that easily to me. Talking, sure, no problem. I've got things to say. Obviously, podcast. I love to talk. Just ask my family. They'll tell you exactly how much I love to talk. But when it comes to writing, it was always a struggle for me. But now I have a secret tool that makes all my writing sound as good on paper as it does in my head. And that's Grammarly.
For a long time, I had no idea that something like Grammarly existed, and I wish I knew sooner because it's an all-in-one writing tool and it helps you communicate in clear, concise ways more easily than ever. It doesn't matter if it's a pitch for something in your career or if it's a thank you note to a friend or even a nice Yelp review for your favorite local coffee shop or whatever. Grammarly is the perfect tool for every job, no matter the size or scale. It's free to download. It works where you do. So that means like within the programs you're already using to write, you don't have to change anything about your current process. You can check your spelling, punctuation, and you can get, this is the coolest part. You get suggestions on how to shift your tone based on your audience.
And if you go for Grammarly's premium membership, you'll get access to even more features like their clarity-focused sentence rewrites. Sometimes you don't even realize how poorly a sentence is written until it's rewritten for you. hello, it's me. It's been an eye-opening experience to say the least, but I always appreciate sending off an email knowing that it's been proofed by Grammarly.
Get more time in your day with confidence in your work with Grammarly. Go to Grammarly.com/chatty to sign up for a free account. And when you're ready to upgrade to Grammarly Premium, you can get 20% off by being our listener. Get 20% off at Grammarly, Grammarly.com/chatty. So just go to Grammarly.com/chatty.
Schools are, of course, magical places where kids can learn and grow and explore and make friends. But you also know about the germ part of it. You know, when you sent the little ones off to their first day of school last week, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but they're going to probably be bringing some of the new school year germs back home. It's just a fact, but you can get ahead of it now by giving your immune system and theirs some extra support with the help of one of our favorite products, Propolis Immune Support Throat Spray by Beekeepers Naturals.
Oh, I love this stuff. I have it in my purse at all times. Definitely always have it with me when I travel. And what I like is that the kids like the way it tastes too. So when I need a little immune boost for them, aka all the time, I love that I can just do a couple, like 4 sprays in their mouths. It's very easy. And Propolis Immune Support Spray, boom, you get that extra immune support you need. Also, Google the benefits of Propolis. It is a very, very powerful thing that can really help your body.
All of Beekeepers' products are made super clean too, by the way, which makes me feel good about using them so often. They're certified natural and always third-party tested and free of pesticides, fillers, and anything else artificial. Propolis Immune Support has become my go-to wellness product now. I use it every day. I love it. And today, Beekeepers Naturals is offering you an exclusive offer. Go to beekeepersnaturals.com/chatty to get 25% off your first order. That's beekeepersnaturals.com/chatty. That's beekeepersnaturals.com/chatty. Or enter code chatty to get 25% off your first order. Also, Beekeepers Naturals products are available at Target, Whole Foods, CVS, and Walgreens. Start feeling better every day today.
Well, I don't think they would go back and change it because also when season 1 came out, let's not forget there was all the drama going on with Pete and Kanye and Kim and all that. And they still had all the clips of Kanye in the season looking really good, actually, too, on that first season, right?
I don't think she'll ever want to make him look bad.
No.
He does that on his own.
No, it's true. She's
she
always been
to.
so but she's always also been very diplomatic and has always spoken really well of him.
When she did Not Skinny But Not Fat, the
That's
interview
the one that I always
with
refer to.
Amanda is she was extremely diplomatic and talked about their relationship in a way that it's like, yeah, he's done things that are obviously upsetting to me, but it's
even
the father of my children. And
even beyond diplomatic,
he's been a good
though,
dad.
yeah, even beyond diplomatic, though, she went above and beyond that, where she's like, he's an amazing friend, an amazing dad, like an amazing person. Like none of you know him. Like she kind of like low-key went off on people and was like, I'm a big girl, like I can handle my shit, like back the fuck up.
Well, anything she says creates headlines for months to come. Like, of course they're going to be so delicate. I also think they do take the high road.
I
like
do
they
too.
try to.
I mean,
so,
they also continue to stay in their exes' lives, as we see with Chloe, who just had a second child
with Tristan.
Which that news dropped the same day as the Pete and Kim breakup.
And you know what? I had to pull over on the side of the road to make a TikTok about it. I was on my way to Venice and I was about to celebrate my 3-year anniversary and I had to pull over to make a TikTok. It was breaking news.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
It's a big moment.
I want to know about the timeline with this. This is what I was really trying to dive into because so that baby was born then early August, like.
Yeah. Well, they were saying that they did it via surrogate before she found out that he was having a baby with someone else because it takes 10 months.
That's what I thought because they would have started doing that process with the surrogate in
she's talked
October,
about that on the
November
show
of
for
last
like
year.
3 years. She's been talking about having another baby. Going to appointments.
Because that all broke like kind of around New Year's ish, didn't it?
Yeah. So then the tea is that while he was trying to have another baby with Chloe via surrogate, he knew that Mara Lee was pregnant and didn't even tell her. Don't you think that's what? Don't you think she would have wanted to know?
I think.
So
God.
Tristan is such a scumbag. Why has he never done a podcast or an interview? Why has he not done one? I want to hear what he has to say.
The man's got issues.
But he has to do a tell-all podcast. Like, he has to.
I think the only thing he's got to tell all about is his own fucking issues.
Well, then tell us.
Yeah.
Right? I think people
We
might
wanna
actually
know.
have. I know. If he
Maybe
went
we
on and was
can-
like,
maybe we can give him grace.
I know. What if he comes on and he's like, I'm a sex addict. Like, I have trouble with intimacy. Like,
I'm
I
ready to
find
change.
myself, I'm
I'm going to therapy.
self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
What I'm not okay with in the whole situation is I feel like Chloe has received so much hate for this move and
Mocking
the
him.
idea of like people being like, how could you ever want to like have another kid with someone who was cheating on you? And it's like, listen, would I do it? Probably not. But why are you going to
might,
shame
yeah.
someone for their choices? Like, I don't know.
Doesn't help anything.
That's my thing a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
listen, like, I wouldn't do it, but at the same time,
She wants another baby.
She's
She's so famous, she can't fuck a stranger. Like, that's not that easy. Like, she'd rather have her kid with the same father and, you know, it's
She
just
could do a
easier.
sperm donor.
Yeah, and at least she knows that she'll have, like, full custody of the kid.
Yeah.
She could have done a sperm donor.
No,
She
wait,
has to
wait.
be so careful.
But it just came out last week that
The
she
private-
stopped. Yes,
But that was fake. That was such a fake story. I don't
Was
believe
it?
that for a second.
Really?
Wait,
That
what was the story?
That she was dating a private equity investor for the last
Write
since
me
the
a
spring.
fucking riddle. Like, pick another occupation to put a fake story out. Like, we never got a
seen her with
name.
anyone.
We never got a picture. Kim set them up. I think that was a fake story to make her look less desperate.
do you know what's so crazy is I've really never thought about how I'm like, if I'm single, I want to hook up with people and I want to have some fun random sex. And oh my God, when you're that famous, you can never
You
do
can't.
that.
You can't trust anyone.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm sure that there's some people she could trust.
Sure, but like
And I'm
that's
sure that there's some people in their circle.
there's maybe like that one special person though, like the perfect fuck buddy that you're like, I know they're not going to
Yeah.
say something.
Also, she probably didn't want to have a sperm donor because she has the opportunity for both her children to like have the same parent. So she
Yeah.
probably wanted that.
I wonder if he'll be on the season. I don't
think so.
I didn't see him in the trailer.
Yeah, I guess they would show that in the trailer, huh?
Yeah. My problem with the first season is that I felt very COVID-y. I want to see more parties, more travel, more of their
Yes.
friends. Like, I
That's
miss
real.
seeing Malika and the Food God and like
yes. Where's the food?
whoever.
guy?
Maybe that's why I liked it. Maybe
like a smaller
I kind of only care about the Kardashians
Gotcha.
and like their lives, and
You
so
don't
I
care
think
about
I was.
Jonathan.
I don't.
I live for a
fucking-
Malika scene. A
Oh,
Malika
yes,
and Chloe.
Malika.
Like,
Oh,
I am
no.
there for that friendship.
best
Like, where's
friends.
Khadijah?
Yeah, I don't care. I
want
don't care.
Kylie's friends in this.
I like
We
the
saw
drama.
Hailey Bieber for a second.
But that was the worst scene ever. They're literally doing IVs. They're like, we're on our IV journey. We're just on our health care.
We saw the girls from
Snoozy
Wags.
scene. It
We
was
saw the
just
girls
like-
Oh
from
yeah,
Wags.
but then they like made drama about it. Did you see that? Or maybe the
No.
fans did it. But they were like, Kim. People were trying to say, Kim, those are not your real friends, because there was like a scene of Kim.
They've been hanging out
No,
with
they
them in
are.
like since in
They are.
Montana and shit for like years.
for years, and they have their own show. But there was like
Yeah.
a scene where it was
They have their own show?
questionable. Yeah. Like, I forgot what it's called. Live and Nat and Live. Relatively Nat and Live.
Well, I don't know about
It's
it.
on E.
So.
Yeah.
Good for
and I
them,
think they're coming
though.
back.
Really?
But there was just like a scene that like made it look like they weren't supportive of Kim. And then like the
interesting.
fans freaked out.
Yeah, of course.
The fans were
God.
so mad. There were so many TikToks about it. There was like a whole viral thread.
God.
Fans are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but so when Kim and Pete broke up, I did think it was wild that it was like that day or the next day where she's like posting about the Yeezy shades and
And then she
like-
did the Incredibles
yes,
t-shirt.
Yes.
Which she doesn't do anything that's not on purpose. So I guess that
Right.
meant something, but I don't think she's going to get back with Kanye.
No, I don't think she's gonna get
No.
back with him. Also, she have? I believe she has equity in Kanye in Yeezy.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
maybe.
I'm sure. Didn't he give her like
Yeah.
Well, they're
for
not
a
even
birthday
divorced
present?
yet.
Oh, they're still not.
Oh, that's
They're
true.
definitely
huh?
not.
No, the divorce is
And they'll never get divorced.
Oh, you think?
I think it's going to be years.
Oh, I think you're right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
There's so much money and property and everything.
That's true. And they
Yeah.
both, at the end of the day, with all of their drama, which is why I've always been very interested in their relationship, they're both moguls.
Yeah.
Like,
Individually and together.
like Yeezy is it's actually crazy how successful like Yeezy is. Dog Ruminica's just brought this up. How they're selling the Yeezy Gap collection out
Yeah.
of
Out of giant trash bags
at Gap.
at
Did you
Gap.
know
No
this?
way.
So if you
Is
go to
that like an
Gap,
aesthetic?
it's like the intentional
went.
aesthetic. And at first, and I just saw like an article that
know, I
confirmed it.
love it.
I walked by Gap, and I'm like, the front of the Gap, there's 3 giant trash bags
Wow.
with sweatshirts and everything just stuffed in, looking a hot mess. And I thought, wow.
Maybe it's like the sample section.
I'm like, wow, the Gap is having a very messy Yeezy sale
It's
right
giving
now.
Angelina from Jersey Shore.
1,000% was. And I'm like, this is real messy. I'm like, this Gap needs to kind of
It's the
clean it up.
20% off.
And then I saw that it was the intentional
All
display
the Gap
is the
stores
giant trash
that have-
bags.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We can't question his art.
I know
Like
we
he
can't.
knows what he's doing. She knows what she's doing. This trend that she
Oh my
started, I think,
God.
is so interesting. Where she wears all the same color, and then the shoes connect to the pants. Have you noticed that she does it with every color?
And then the gloves connect
Yeah,
to
and
the
then
shirt.
She's making gloves cool again, which I'm not mad about.
I
like
wore,
it.
I wore gloves to a wedding the other day, and I
you?
felt the most
No
fabulous
way.
I've ever
Gloves
felt
are
ever. I was
cool.
like, thank you, Kim.
Yeah, that's the new.
Yeah.
She really is a trendsetter.
I like
She really
it.
She's calling out Instagram, and now they're trying to make a change.
Really? What was she calling them out about?
Her and Kylie like posted like make Instagram again, and then the Instagram creator made like a video about like all their changes.
Wow.
Well, I'm with that. Make Instagram again, okay?
Yeah.
Please.
Bring the old IG back. I miss the
Please.
old IG.
I miss the old
Well,
Kanye.
that was
I miss the new
intentional.
Kanye.
That was
All right,
intentional.
all right.
You picked up on it. Okay. Any other news that we wanted to cover from the Kardashians?
Oh,
What's
always love
going on
that.
with Kourtney and Travis these days?
Nothing. They're just saying low key, and maybe they'll have another baby.
I was gonna say, do you think maybe she's pregnant?
I mean, they went to the doctor's appointments on the show
Right.
last season, so unless they're doing that
Which I
completely
couldn't-
for a
which I
storyline,
could not get over. That
they drove to San Diego.
no, that they.
like I'm not.
You mean you didn't take a 17-minute private jet there? What?
Yeah,
We're
seriously.
like, oh my God, sustainable king and queen.
Did you see that, by the way, about how Kylie was
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
sent for a private jet? But did you know that Taylor Swift actually has the most like short,
Well,
the biggest?
And then people were accusing Kris Jenner of leaking Taylor Swift's private jet data.
they were like, trust and believe. Mama Chris
Yeah.
is coming in and being like, oh, you're going to criticize Kylie? Let's talk about
But if you
Taylor
had a
Swift.
private jet, wouldn't you want to just
I'd
use
fly
it?
to Jess's house. I'm
as
in
mu-
Long Beach. You know, I'd fly
Wouldn't you just
into
want to use it
Burbank.
as much as possible? I would have like parties on it and not go anywhere.
I'm like, if you have that private jet docked, honestly, it is just the perfect party pad. You don't need to ever fly it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
Fine.
look up Kourtney's Instagram real quick, see if there's anything going on. I don't know. Maybe. I hope that I know they want another baby together so bad. I hope that
They might,
Yeah.
they might.
because they've been trying.
Yeah.
But I also feel like, what's the point? The baby's so much work. Like they're literally in their 40s now. Like
You're
they
like,
already
what are you
have
guys
kids,
doing?
grown up. Like, don't they want to travel and like not have to carry around a baby?
They
But
want to create something, a person
get a
together.
And hasn't
get a dog.
Like, what about a dog? But no, hasn't Courtney been wanting another little one for quite some time?
So maybe she'll have it with Travis. I wouldn't be mad at her. That's awesome.
I do hope we have more Scott drama in the upcoming season.
I don't know. I feel like he's gonna get cut down. His storyline was so negative and insecure and toxic last season.
I know, but I kind of liked it.
You did?
It was drama.
Yeah.
You know what? I was very interested in seeing. I know that he was being toxic and all that stuff, but I also liked seeing. I felt like it was really vulnerable because he was like scared. You know, like, am I getting pushed out? Like, this is the only family I've had.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt like that was really real.
But
And
he's
so I
not
was really
getting pushed
interested in
out.
that.
There's just certain
I know.
places that he's not invited. Like
I
you can't be invited
know.
everywhere.
I know.
That's the thing, and he just.
But like his fight with Kendall and everything, like that was also real, I guess.
And then she was wearing the 818 merch during the fight. So perfect. Cliche.
so perfect. But yeah, no, I don't know. I felt like the season was so real, and I felt like I was really, that's good reality TV, where I felt like I was seeing a real glimpse like into their lives.
Into the
So I enjoyed it.
mansions.
So I can't wait. But yeah.
Can we wrap it up with a Bachelor?
Yes, please.
tea? Okay, because I don't know a lot about this, and I would like to know.
Okay.
So, Tyler Cameron.
Oh,
Can you
yes.
tell
This
us
is fun. This is fun.
what are the current going-ons of Tyler Cameron?
He is doing a lot lately.
Can we talk about?
So he was like dating a girl, Camila, for
Okay.
a while, right?
Yes.
They broke up, and then he started dating Paige Lorenz, who is like an influencer.
Yes.
And then I guess they were like hot and heavy for like a month, and then they just like broke up out of nowhere. And then he like announced it that they just decided to do their own thing. And then Paige commented on my TikTok. She gave me the exclusive, which I like shout out Paige Lorenz. And she
Shout
said that
out.
she walked away. It was super weird. And then
It was super weird, was
and then
the
he was like
comment?
spotted on Dumois the other day, like out with another girl. But he's also been like subliminally shading Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell
Yes. That's
what
during
he said.
every interview he does. And
Really?
I don't know
Really?
why.
During every interview? Because I saw the one
interview.
clip that you sent me a
It's
clip
been
a
like
few weeks
4
ago.
or
He's
4
doing
times.
it numerous times. Now,
Numerous
question,
times.
when he was out
He's
with
got to get relevant, baby.
Well, maybe he's jealous of Matt. Matt was the Bachelor. Matt went on Dancing with
Yeah,
the
I'm
Stars.
sure he's jealous of
Matt has
him.
a girl. He doesn't.
Tyler. When Dumois posted him out with another woman, was that the same time that they were saying they overheard him talking shit on Rachel?
Yeah, but I don't believe every
Okay.
DM
Yeah, I
either,
know.
because that was like, you know what I mean. You have to be there to hear it.
Of course.
But I wonder, like, that's so crazy. I thought they were like best friends, so it's so weird that like they're not friends anymore.
They're in different places now. Like, look, before Matt was the Bachelor, it's like they were going to COVID parties. They
Fair.
were living La Vida
They were
Loca
raging together.
living in shitty, or at least
they were in their apartment.
Yes.
I read Matt's book.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I heard
How
about
was
this.
it?
It was decent.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was okay. Well, remember there was that one girl that was who said that? Remember there was that thing of they were like they were sleeping on like Tyler was sleeping on a beanbag like under Matt's
Maybe.
bunk bed, like they were just making it sound.
Matt talked about in his book like the weird apartments he lived in New York City.
Yeah, it made it sound like he and Tyler were living in a flop house. Like it was
like it was like
not-
a kind of trashy
not good
like mess,
situation.
and they were just like
So
slammed
anyway, they were
together.
Yeah.
living that true bachelor vibe of just hooking up with chicks, living in their shitty apartment. And now, like you said, Matt was the Bachelor. He was on Dancing with the Stars, got a little career going.
Him and Rachel seem very in love.
Him and Rachel seem super happy
Maybe
and have like
she's
a
pregnant.
stable relationship.
yeah.
No.
She's not pregnant. I doubt it.
You're like, I'm not throwing that out there.
It's definitely not pregnant.
But like they've got their established life, and he's a little more settled. And I think that TC's kind of scraping for
the barrel. 100%. But I also feel like it's like the rise and fall. Like he was the hottest
know.
guy to ever exist
I
for
mean,
3 years.
He dated Gigi Hadid.
That's right
He
after The
broke-
Bachelorette.
He broke into an A-list circle. Like
he
that
fucked
is
it up.
madness.
And I guarantee that what
Madness.
Paige was talking about when she says it was weird, like it's probably because he was trying to use her for clout.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that's what I interpret from
But I'm sure
that.
she got like a lot out of that too.
I'm gonna look up her
Sure.
account.
Because there was like these alleged DMs that like apparently like she was like texting Armie Hammer or Morgan Wallen or something, being like, I'm getting way more clout off Tyler Cameron, and like whatever. I don't even. It was all like
Yeah.
it was like a whole text scandal. I don't like to read too
Well,
much into that.
I feel like maybe this is
Oh,
coming.
okay. I thought she had like millions. All right,
just
she's
a
got
few
like,
100,000. Just nothing crazy.
I know, you know what I mean. It's like I thought that she
it
was
a
like
summer fling.
I
Yeah.
thought that she was like a who's Kylie's friend?
Stassi baby.
I thought it was like a Stassi baby
Yeah,
type
yeah,
person,
imagine.
that big.
Well, I remember there were like
There was things
Stassi
about them.
was around Tyler Cameron for a minute.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and maybe this is like happening in my dreams, so excuse me if this hasn't, if I'm literally imagining this, but I feel like I've seen random little clips of Tyler Cameron over the past 2 months, like kind of in random apartments and out at random nights and like doing, like people would randomly film him and he'll come up and like do a shot and you're like, what's happening with Tyler Cameron?
Honestly, I think in his defense, he's
Yeah.
just like in the public eye. All eyes are on him. He's so tall and handsome. Everyone's so quick.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
I do shit. I'm in random apartments.
No,
too. I am in the
no,
middle
no,
of
I'm
the
saying
night.
I feel like he's like giving it right now. Like he's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like
He's doing a lot.
He's doing a lot for the camera right now.
And I wonder if he's going to go on like another show, and like that's what this is about. 'Cause
I'm
why
like,
is he
he'd
doing all these
probably like
interviews?
to.
I'm
Maybe
like,
he'll go on Dancing with the
Tyler.
Stars. They're going to announce the cast like next week or something.
Could be.
He would be great on that.
Could be.
I mean,
Because
he
they
did the
always
other
have a
dancing
Bachelor
one.
person on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he's-
think Michelle's definitely doing it.
he
Michelle
still
Young.
gets a lot of engagement on his page.
That's why
Like
I'm
a
like,
lot.
I
mean,
don't
he's
know.
still really hot.
He's so
Like,
beautiful.
he's not like he's
true.
not hot anymore.
No, he's
and he
still
always posts
gorgeous.
thirst traps.
I think that he should try to do I think he should try to pivot and do, you know, like an HGTV show or like something like
for construction?
that. Yeah.
That or just amp up the modeling. Like become a worldwide model.
There we go.
And like walk in runways.
He could,
And
if
maybe
he
do
wanted
fashion
to.
design.
He's got to pick a lane, I think. That's what, as his publicist,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I would suggest for him.
Or
pick
if he
a lane
wants
and
to
go for it.
backtrack, just be the new Bachelor. Give us what we want.
I think it would have been great like a year ago instead of Clayton.
Yes.
I loved how Clayton's season ended, though. It was so dramatic. But I think Tyler would have been great like a year ago. But now I just feel like
agree. I agree.
he missed his chance.
He's going to be also, at this point, he's going to be too self-aware. Like, it's going to be too...
Well, who do you guys think is going to be the next Bachelor?
Who do you think? Tell me.
I don't
1, 2,
know.
3.
Mike Johnson.
Is that who you actually think?
I don't know. I have no idea. I can't guess. Like, how are we going to know? Like, there's just no one from this season.
I think it's Tino.
I definitely think Tino wins.
Okay, we were just talking about that earlier. And who do you think? Who do you think Gabby
Tino
gets with?
is going to win.
Who do you think Gabby gets with?
Eric. And like,
okay, so that's what we were
that's my
just talking about in
prediction.
the episode, and we were like, I don't know. I think we think the best ones for them are Jason and Zach. Like best for
Like
them.
the long
I think
term.
Zach could be a good Bachelor.
We were just
think?
talking about that. I'm like, I could see them having Zach become the Bachelor because he's just
I
kind
think
of
it could be good actually.
Or do 2 Bachelors, like Andrew
Right.
and Greg are like friends.
Not Andrew Greg.
Not them.
Hate them.
You do?
I do.
Can you say why?
Yeah, I've said a lot about Greg.
Oh my God.
I've
oh
said
yes.
a lot about Greg.
Yes.
I waged a
This is all coming back
I
to me.
waged a war on Greg. But just like something that, okay, aside from that war on him, I probably could have done some of it better. Certainly could have. But aside from that, I'm so annoyed with their crew. It's giving
fair.
a Tyler Cameron thing where it's like they always roll like and one of our friends posted a video of them and it's always like the 6 of them like rolling deep, like just like, and it's always like Andrew, Greg, who's the other guy from
Justin.
Kids?
Mikey,
Justin. It's always these same dudes and they're always just like strutting around in their little like pack, in their little wolf pack, and it just pisses me off.
I
It's
do
just
have to
fucking
say,
annoying. I
I
don't like that vibe.
I do have
fair.
to say I did meet Mikey and Justin.
Yeah.
At Stagecoach, and they were very lovely.
Sure, I'm sure
To-
they're
to
nice.
give
You're also
them-
meeting them at Stagecoach. I just don't like the
No,
whole
sure.
like in a pack, just like
Cliquey.
it's just douchey to
That's
me.
valid.
I don't like it.
Well, you'll see a few of them on Paradise this summer.
I'm sure I will, and I hope to not see them on The Bachelor.
I just don't know who they're gonna pick, but I know they start filming in September, and I know that they're casting like right now, and like there's a lot of
I don't
girls
think
who are
they. I
having
don't
auditions.
think they know who they're gonna pick. I really
Yeah.
don't think they do.
Do you think they're gonna wait to see how this Men Tell All pans out?
That and I think Paradise. I think they might pick someone from Paradise.
But they could, but then it will spoil Paradise because we'll find out before.
No, not necessarily.
But once they
They'll-
start
you'll see
filming,
the- we'll see the
we're gonna
filming.
see we're gonna see them filming. They start in September. Like there's no way it's not gonna get picked up somewhere.
Because Paradise,
Paradise
starts
airs
so
at the
late.
end of September, so we're gonna find out.
I think they're gonna
who
pick
it
someone
is.
from this season.
So then it probably will be one of the finalists, and
who
it's
do you
not
think?
gonna be Tyler. And it's not going
It's
to
not
be.
gonna be Tyler.
I don't think it'll be Avon. I don't think he has a
think
big
so
enough
either.
personality
No,
for it.
I don't think so.
I
Although
think
he's
Tino
such a
picks.
cutie.
I think Rachel and Tino. So that's why I think it could be Zach.
Okay, I mean,
But then, like, he's, you know, like, is he different
I
than what
know.
we've had?
I know.
Because Jason A is so quiet. So, like, it's not going to
There's
be him.
no way. I
and I
love
also think
Jason,
they'd break
but-
him, and he's too pure.
So that's why I think Zach is my most logical answer out of this season.
And you don't think that they can make a redemption arc for Nate?
No, I don't think so.
You really don't think so? Even though you said he sounded pretty good at mental all. You don't think it's enough?
I think they honestly, like, maybe they care about his reputation.
Yeah.
Maybe they care about contestants' mental health now.
Yeah.
They have to. They have done a few things.
I've never heard something so
No,
funny.
but they've done a few things to, I think,
Sure.
help the contestants.
Sure,
like
sure.
they've limited social media comments. They've put out like "Don't judge," like stuff like that. Maybe they've tried to help him. I mean, his journey continues.
Well, and we were tripping on the Mike Fleiss tweets too, and he's like, "We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
cleared his name. He is a good man."
I don't get Mike Fleiss. I don't know what his
Trust
motive
me.
is.
We
I don't know how old he
I don't
is.
think
We
he
know. I think
knows.
and no one knows anything about.
I just don't know what his MO is.
I've talked about this before. All I know is I spoke to him when he was on his boat in Hawaii, and I was on a weed
the
farm.
phone?
Yes.
Oh my god! And you got lost. You were a missing
I was
person.
on the weed farm, and he was. I was talking to him
Yeah.
when he was on his boat
If
in
only
Hawaii.
I had TikTok back then, I would have done a missing person.
Oh, can you?
Becca series.
I know it would have been just so good.
It would have been
Where is
like,
Becca?
where is Becca? I would have put haunted music in the back. It would have been a 7-part series.
Speaking of the media stuff, there was so much misinformation with that thing. It was wild, and I just
Oh, really?
rolled with it. Well,
Were you
yeah, because
just-
the story that got put out to the world, and I just didn't. I couldn't at the time. It was just too much to try to fix. I just couldn't even touch that mess. It was that I lied and told my parents I was on a weed farm when I was really on The Bachelor.
Oh.
Okay.
That was the story that got like put out to the world. And then because it was too
You're like, don't involve my
complicated,
parents in this.
Why
Like when
you
I
didn't
went
trust
on
your
Jimmy-
parents?
What?
You didn't want to tell your parents?
so that's not what happened at
Oh,
all.
okay.
And then when I went on Jimmy Kimmel, I had to like explain it briefly, and I was just like, yeah, I forgot to call my mom. That is not what happened. We have a whole episode on it, but basically, long story short, I was with a girl who was loco, and it was after The Bachelor. I had to make money because I had to quit my job to go on The Bachelor.
All those clothes.
Like, quick cash, you know, paying my fucking rent, because you're also in the limbo. I'm sure other contestants know what it's like. You're in this limbo where you know you're going to make, I knew I made it far. I knew I was going to, you know, be big-ish on the show. I'm like, I know I can make money on social media. I just gotta wait. I've got like a weird 5-month gap. So I don't want to start a new job. Like, I just gotta find ways to
make
hustle.
money in the meantime.
To hustle on
we
the
could make
side.
TikToks. And now you can make TikToks.
Now I can. At the time, I was like, I don't know what to do. But yeah. So then I went on this weed farm, and then my friend got kicked off the weed farm, and she was the only person who had service on her cell phone, and I had been talking to my mom through her cell phone. Then when she left, she sabotaged me and told my mom I was on stuck on the weed farm with meth heads with knives. That's what she told my mom.
I hope you're still not friends with this girl.
I am not.
You're like,
my mom was like, can you tell me like the location? She was like, sorry, no. And then like blocked my mom. I wouldn't respond to my mom's text. And so my parents are panicking.
Yeah, they're big girl.
Couldn't get a hold of me and think that I'm with people who are using methamphetamine with knives on a weed farm, and I'm stuck there.
Damn.
So they couldn't get a hold of me. So then they filed a missing persons report. Then I came home. Obviously, like, that wasn't the situation. Tried to contact the Humboldt Sheriff's Office. They didn't pick up our calls. I left voicemails saying I'm not missing.
Of course not. They never do.
You know how
they literally don't care.
They never took me off the missing person list.
That's hilarious.
Even though I left voicemails and all of that.
That is
so
literally
wild. Back.
Oh my God.
So then when The Bachelor aired, they came out with this story, The Missing Humboldt 50. And I was on the list.
That's so funny.
Yes.
Imagine you were the winner and you like had to like hide your identity and you had to wear wigs. Then the story would have really got twisted.
Yeah,
for real.
People were like, you're an asshole. Like, your parents thought you were missing. Like, fuck you. And I was like, that is not what happened, you guys. But it's a complicated story to explain.
So what happens if one of your kids does that to you? How are you going to handle that?
Well, I'll be upset and I'll say I did the same shit. So
We learn from our parents.
That's the
go
thing.
look it up
We
on the
learn from our
internet.
parents.
We really
baby.
do. We really do.
As long as it makes a good news story, who cares? As long as you get on the TV from it, who cares?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that.
And that's the tea.
Zachary,
tea.
thank
And
you
that's
for
all she
joining
wrote.
us.
Oh my goodness. Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
us. It
Okay,
was so
please
fun.
plug away
Oh my
again.
God.
Remind the people all the places. It's Zachary Reality everywhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you
That's
guys so much
simple.
for having me.
Yes. Oh my
It really
gosh.
is that simple. Just Zachary Reality. When I
Perfect.
decided to change my name to that on like social, it was like, might as
I
well
love it.
do everything on
Everything.
that.
So TikTok,
Instagram. I have a YouTube channel. I do
Amazing.
podcasts only when I do interviews. So it's really just like a casual thing.
Cool.
But like TikTok is like my main thing that I'm like so proud of,
And
and
it's
like
poppin'.
where I'm just like where everything is. The
It's
most
poppin'.
important things.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Keep
Feel
updated
free.
with Zachary because that's where I'm finding so much of my constantly updated tea.
Yes.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Perfect place to go.
With
Thank
that,
you so
broads.
much, Zachary.
Chat soon.
Chat soon.
See ya.